Hey, this is Max. I am here with my first Battletech video. Once in a while, I find myself a new game I really enjoy. This is a PC game I picked up during Christmas holidays. It's already been out for almost a year. This is actually on one of its first expansions. I just picked the game up. I haven't played a Battletech game since Crescent Hawk's inception, which isn't quite at the level of this game. This game was translated from the tabletop version, which is actually quite fun and has a big following around the world. Now, I still have some old pewter figurines from the tabletop game. I also have the rules from back in the 80s, but I haven't really touched Battletech. What I got into was Mechwarrior, the real-time version of Battletech, where you pilot big mechs and shoot other mechs down in real time. Mechwarrior has since translated into some app games that copy the style, such as War Robots, which is very popular. The recent releases like Battle of Titans, Mech Warfare, Mech Battle, all these games are really very similar to Mechwarrior, which itself derives from this original game, Battletech. Now, the whole premise of Battletech, as you can see, this game is a turn-based strategy game. I don't know how many of you guys are into turn-based strategy games. It is not a fast-paced thing. It's more of a chess game utilizing the rules. And some people love it, other people hate it. Okay, I like it. I like turn-based games. There's no stress to move your units quickly. You do what you need to do after you look around, plan, and then you make your move. Every move has its consequences for good and bad, but generally speaking, it works out pretty good. Right there, it went through a little bit of the quick storyline, and here we started our actual battle. So once you start, you're given your objectives, okay? Because it's a turn-based game, the map is basically limited in size. The opponents move in turns, you move in turns. Everything's very methodical. You take your turn, they take their turn. The strategy comes in unit placement, reserving moves, initiative, and what you field as your battle mechs. Notice you have move patterns where you can go to. You want to move towards your target, and you don't want to rush it. I am so far out of touch with this game that I'm actually relearning everything as I go. Alright, so here, what I've already learned from some tutorials is that turret control will destroy the turret when you kill it. So I'm going to go after that turret control first, utilizing the hill to my left as a shielding against line of sight. Line of sight is very important in strategy games like this, especially turn-based ones. If the enemy gets line of sight on you, they can shoot you. But if they cannot get line of sight, or you cannot get line of sight on them, you have to use weapons that allow you to get indirect fire on them, or you just can't fire on them, and that's that. So by doing something, if I can sensor lock, which obviously I can't here, I just tried it. If I can sensor lock the opponent, I can indirect fire them. So Battletech, you're piloting these big mechs on different planets, and you're just killing other mechs and machines. So everything in the turn goes down to numbers. It's very much a numbers game, right? How much damage points can I put out in a turn? Everything you fire generates heat, and heat can eventually shut down your mech. So there's a lot of numbers and number crunching going on very quickly with this game. A lot of the mech setups give you an idea of the heat and damage. All right, so here I have not only line of sight, but the red lines indicate I can actually shoot these targets. So I got 2 targets I can shoot at with my Shadow Hawk. So I'm going to go after the turret control. Now, you can always kill the turret and just leave the control apart and leave it be, but
any more objections? Good. Get out there and fight.
Alright, so that's the enemy's leader apparently talking. So they're going to send out some more troops, but in the meantime, I'm going to run my guy up, and I am going to take care of this turret control. Not all weapons can reach the range. my autocannon, and LRM stands for long range missiles. So my long range missile 10, because it fires 10 missiles in one shot, can do the damage. So there's a lot of acronyms in this game: SRM, LRM, AC. If you never played Battletech, you wouldn't even know what half of this stuff stands for. So some of the basics is like LRM stands for long range missile, SRM short range missile, AC autocannon, PPC particle projection cannon, etc., etc. So if you play the game or if you have any concept of Battletech, you would know this. Battletech universe actually has a huge amount of mechs in it. If you actually download the app called Mech Factory, it gives you an idea just how huge the database can be. It's literally the A to Z's brands of battle mechs. There's your Inner Sphere battle mechs, you have your Clan battle mechs, and you have all these battle mechs that are from, you know, the original times, and then the later what they call succession wars, after the succession wars, the clan invasion, etc., etc. So a lot of lore, a lot of stuff going on, most of which I'm not too with at this point. I've lost touch with Battletech, like I said, for many years. So I'm just kind of refreshing my memory of this game as I play. Your pilots are very important too. They actually have skill points. So just having a badass mech doesn't mean you're definitely going to be winning the battle. You also have to train your pilots. Your pilots also have life points. You see the 4 little bars under their picture? They have 4 points of health, so they can get killed. If the mech takes enough damage, they take damage, and you can get your pilots killed. Battletech board game, and Battletech in this sense, is a game of attrition. So the whole point is your mech has individualized body parts with individualized armor, and you gotta live long enough, okay, to survive all these hits that'll eventually come at you. And the damage is actually to different sections of the mech, so it's not like, you know, you take so many points you just die. You can get your arm blown off, your head blown off, your leg blown off separately. And they have different impacts on what your mech can do or cannot do. So it's very interesting. It becomes a little bit of luck too, because everything is based on, in the tabletop at least, die rolls. But in this case, the computer does it for you. So here they're shooting at my guy. Some hit. You just saw -1 evasion. Evasion is a concept in this game where the more you, or the further you move, the more evasion points you generate, and the harder it is for them to hit you. And the more you sit around and do nothing, the easier it is the next round for the opponent to hit you. There's also other things you can do. There we go. Just fired a alpha strike in a sense. Almost everything I got. Okay, and that guy went kaput. These tanks may look like cannon fodder, but some of them are pretty tough. So these are not that tough, but there are certain heavyweight tanks that could give you a hell of a time for you to shoot them down with a even with the mech weapons. All right, so here we go once again. I'm going to take that tower down. Now I'm not going to use the AC-10. Here's why. The tower is already a little bit damaged, and I only have 14 rounds of ammo with that autocannon, and this is not a short battle. I'm anticipating, you know, waves of opponents that I have to, enemies that I have to kill. So I am conserving ammo. That's another thing that you have to actually think about if you're running an ammo-based weapon. But thing like that particle projection cannon, the PPC, I don't have to worry about ammo, but I got to worry about heat. Which, if you look to the left side above the mech, there are some bars. See that orange bar that just appeared? If I fire all my weapons right now that I have clicked, the PPC and the medium laser, my heat just went up by that amount on the orange. If it goes up high enough, I have to shut my mech down, or it will simply shut my mech down. It can also do damage to my internal stuff. So you actually have to consider when to use lasers and when to not use lasers. and when to just simply spin around doing nothing to cool down, because you have to cool down. That's very much a concept in Battletech and Mechwarrior, something I haven't seen with other mech games that have been introduced. Most of them use reload time to delay the combat because it's real time, rather than worrying about heat. But in this game, you're doing turn-based and you're managing heat. In fact, in Mechwarrior, you also had to manage heat, so you actually had to manage it real time. That was interesting too when I used to play Mechwarrior. I don't play Mechwarrior Online, which is the current one. I actually don't play that, but my understanding is that the heat mechanism is very much part and parcel to the Battletech concept, so I'm sure Mechwarrior has it still within their gaming system. There's a Mechwarrior 5 coming too. I'm going to be very excited about getting a hold of that when that comes out. Alright, so I am taking very minor damage at the moment. This is only the very big... Ooh, lucky there. I don't think that laser hit. Great. That just saved me a bunch of damage. That large laser is that blue color. That thing hurts.
Good to go.
Which also means that vehicle right there has got to go.
On my way.
You can't have something with a large laser shooting at you.
Engaging with target.
And he didn't die. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to put somebody else on him, because that thing's got to go. Alright, here we go. Direct line of fire. Now, I'm already halfway up on the heat with this one, so I can't use my PPC again. That'll make me overheat. So I'm gonna have to figure out which weapons I plan to use. Definitely not the laser. I can use one medium, should be acceptable. Oh, I got him. Awesome. Now that actually reduced my heat because I used less. So you see it kind of going down. And that'll set me up for when the next guy comes around the corner. Alright. There's no basically reserving and holding action in this game for some reason. I don't recall the tabletop rules exactly, but bottom line is holding your action helps you manage when you move. But if you hold it too long, you don't actually get a free first strike when the opponent comes into range. So in some sense, it makes sense to run in on them when they get close enough. Just get in range and shoot them first. If you do enough damage, you may be able to get rid of them before they can do anything to you. Particularly stuff like light mechs and these vehicles. Not so much the case with heavier mechs, but again, if you can get a first strike on them, whether it's... Alright, so when it has a curve like that, that's an indirect fire only. So the only thing I can use is my missiles that are within range. And that looks like only the long-range missiles in range. Didn't do much. Oh, that. So the other thing is indirect fire weapons. Once somebody, one of their enemies can see me, the rest of them can use it on me, which sucks. So I have to get rid of this guy within my line of sight right away, so I can stop that other guy from shooting me again next round until he actually gets line of sight on me. So this guy's got to go. Alright, I got a heat issue. Alright, auto cannons don't generate as much heat. So here we go. But I still added some to my heat. So next round, this mech will have to cool down. So I'm hoping my leftovers, I have 3 I can still use, will be enough to take this guy out before the next guy can fire. Alright, let me see, where do I have to move to? Now you don't want to be too far, but long-range weapons actually have higher statistical chance to hit from optimal range, and short-range weapons, short range, right? So if I'm using LRMs, for example, I don't want to be too close. I actually would suffer a penalty. So a lot of little nuances to this game, which is what makes it fun. I mean, when you have all these rules to worry about, you have to kind of consider each move carefully. All right, so here we go. RM. Sometimes their comments make no sense. That time I guess it's fitting, but... Alright, so took out Tower A, Alpha, so now I gotta destroy... Oh, I took out Beta, I think. Now I gotta destroy Alpha. So once I can run, I'm gonna start moving forward quickly. Keeping in mind there is another vehicle, a tank or missile launcher carrier to the north of me there. Alright, there's no real good way to move this person. So this one is just going to end up near the top of the hill, but not quite there. Graphically, this game is obviously an incredible improvement over the 1987 or 86 game that I played before. I think it's 87 for Crescent Hawk's Inception. So there's no comparison. And from what I can tell, the rules are pretty close to what the actual rules are from Battletech. I'm sure guys who play this and the tabletop can point out all the differences. I won't be able to. I'm just happy I found a Battletech game. Let's just be honest here. Plus, I got it on sale. That's why I got it. But
No damage detected.
I don't even know how I could not realize this game was out 8 months ago. Oh, wait. 8 months ago, I wasn't really playing much on the PC. That's probably why. Alright, so the enemy's moving. This one has a lot of heat generated and built up. I'm just going to move them and shoot something that generates very, very little heat, which is the autocannon. That'll actually slowly reduce my heat.
One less structure.
Alright, you got a guy coming around the backside, one on the front side. I can't afford to have my back turned when that enemy comes around the corner, so I'm gonna turn some of my mechs around to face that direction. And then I have to move the other ones to the point where they won't have their backs exposed. I'm gonna take this guy out. So he's got long range and short range missiles. Did an alpha strike, made sure that he died.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Alright, one less to worry about. So I can now focus the rest of my energy on the tower that I gotta take out. So this Centurion I bought from the market is currently little, I mean, I wouldn't say underpowered. It's actually pretty good. That autocannon 10 and the LRM 10 are both pretty tough, but it is very ammo dependent, meaning if I go crazy shooting at little things, I may end up losing all my ammo before I get to the big things, so that's a problem. So a little mix of energy and ammo-based weapons sometimes pays off because you have options and you won't run out. For example, I could fire the PPC as long as I don't worry about the heat. I can fire it as many times as I need during the course of a battle. And it does a lot of damage. Okay, so time to finish off the tower.
Roger that.
What can I do for you?
Alright, this particular mech has no more heat issue. Well, it probably wouldn't have a heat issue anyway, not with those three weapons. But let's go ahead and put some more damage in. You know what? I'm gonna save the ammo. So I'm gonna use this guy instead. Right. We're not wasting the ammo. Just gonna use that little medium laser.
Engaging target.
It doesn't do much, but it did something.
No damage detected.
It always says no damage detected when you're firing at buildings until you destroy it, but there's definitely damage.
Coordinates received.
Alright, here we go. Here's a PPC armed mech, so just gonna fire that PPC.
Locking on target.
Gonna need a little more before I can take that thing down.
Standing by.
Alright. Still got a little bit of heat going here. Right, again, saving the ammo-based weapon. And boom, done.
Target destroyed.
Alright, so that was part 1. And here we go. We got objective to secure the crash site. So what you're doing here is you're actually on a moon trying to secure an old derelict spaceship. So I guess I'm now going to move towards the wreckage. So you can see the it's building up the evasions. Those little hash arrows next to the energy or the health bar shows how much evasion you got running at the moment. And it says evasive when you finish running, so you get that 4 evasion. So from a die roll standpoint, I believe that's -4 die roll on the opponent's side, which is a big deal because it can make it much harder for them to hit you. Right, I forget. I mean, I played this once already, this particular mission, and I did poorly. So this is the second time around, and I'm trying to do it right without getting any of my mech warriors killed. And last time I brought in a light mech with these, with the lance, which is the 4 mechs that I have, and that light mech got wrecked. You got some tough opponents coming up in the near future here. So this time I was a little smarter. I brought an entire lance of medium mechs, which have more armor, does more damage, and hopefully will prevent my mech warriors from getting killed. Alright. I'm gonna get my lance inside nice and careful.
Affirmative.
Don't want to get any nasty surprises.
Roger.
Okay. Alright. Once I engage here to this point where I'm with the objective, secure the crash site, things are going to get real interesting because this is where the real fight starts. I'm attacking pirates, and they're going to start pulling out the stops as far as trying to take me down. Okay, so here we have our people dropping the engineer that's supposed to help get the ship running again. Right? So that gives me a chance to do some positioning for the troops. Get my mechs into position. Hopefully the right position. Right, some commands.
Marines, clear the ship of pirates.
With pleasure, Dr. Murad.
Right, so the actual troops are technically fighting inside. My job is to stay outside and take care of these enemy mechs. And that's what I'm gonna do. Trying to get my troops in position. Again, I have good evasion for this first round of engagement. So there's hope that they won't just walk around the corner and shoot me dead. There we go. It's not a bad position. Alright, here comes the enemy. Now this is where it gets to be fun. These are enemy mechs. Now as soon as they get line of sight, they will shoot me. Alright, so two of them went one side, one went the other side. That means you got one guy who's more exposed and two that's covered. So it'd be best to go kill the one guy first. See if I can get actual aim on him. If not, this guy, Decker, has a skill called Sensor Lock. And I can try to use it to put that guy into... There it is. One, it takes away some of his evasion, and two, my other teammates can now shoot. So the other members of the Lance can now shoot that particular robot.
Good to go.
Even better if I can get direct line of sight. Like that. Let's see. You don't want to be too close. You also want to have line of sight. So that'll give me a good position with my weapons. Alright, PPC and LRM. That particular robot does not carry very much long-range weapons. It's all short-range. So I'm not too worried about retaliation at the moment.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Did some good damage there. It's a light mech. It doesn't have a whole lot of health, so I can take care of him.
I hear ya.
Again, I want to move somewhere where I can get... I mean, if I'm not going to get a good shot in on him, I might as well hide behind something. Alright, so this is going to be a indirect missile fire only. Okay chance to hit. Alright, destroy the side torso, pilot's injured. But really, you don't take these mechs down until you really punch out the center torso, or both legs, or the head. Other than that, side torsos can be destroyed on both sides. One leg destroyed, and they can still keep fighting if they have any kind of weapons left. So, it's not so simple to just destroy one side of the robot and call it a day. Okay, I have two opponents. I can try to multi-target them, so I can split up my weapons. Right.
Engaging target.
But first, let's see if we can get rid of this guy.
Dr. Murad, the pirates have Alpha Squad pinned down in the Argo's main hallway. Bravo Squad is holding the door to engineering, but you better hurry
Okay.
up.
Minor hit, no big deal.
Sergeant, talk to me.
Alright. I'm not ignoring those two guys on the other side. They're going to be coming around the corner. Oh, look at that, a Locust. The Locust is very fast, but it's also very weak. So, if it's not carrying the SRMs, it's probably not that dangerous. So I'm better off focusing on taking out anything with autocannons and multiple weapons. So let's see what we got.
Ready for orders.
All right.
Heading out.
Here we go. Blackjack. Alpha strike. Now, my chances of hitting him is pretty slim. But each time I shoot at him, I do take away one of his evasion. Provided he doesn't move first next turn, I may actually have a chance of hitting him. Oh, that guy's got to go. He's got autocannon. Those autocannons do good damage, even on a vehicle, so you don't want to ignore that. Let's see what's a good position here. Some direct aim.
Moving to position.
Alright, so I have 3 targets to pick from. I have a lot of heat too, so just PPC against a vehicle.
One for the scrappy. Waiting for orders.
Again, line of sight and direct line of fire needs to be obtained. Yeah, so I'm going to, again, fire the long-range missiles.
Roger that.
One, take him out. There it is. Center torso gone. He's done.
And stay down.
So 1 down. 1 vehicle down. We have 3 more to go. Alright, let's take this vehicle out. Don't need to go crazy.
Engaging target.
Okay, there it goes.
Unit destroyed.
Everybody on that side's done.
Dr. Murad, what's happening in there?
So now we're going to deal with these. Oh, that is a Jenner. That's a lot of lasers and SRMs on that thing. I think 4 medium lasers, or 3 or 4 medium lasers, and a SRM 6. Or 4. Might be a 4.
Can you get the ship flying again? I need an update.
For a light bot, I actually like the Jenner. It's a well-rounded light bot. Light mech, sorry. I'm using bot because I played a lot of war robots. But light mech.
Orders?
Right, orders. Let's get that Jenner down a bit. Okay. 4 medium lasers and SRM 4. So yeah, it's carrying a decent amount of firepower.
I copy.
Ooh, yeah, that hurt. Right arm destroyed.
Ready for orders.
So we can still get line of sight on them from different angles.
On my way.
Now this will put my short and medium lasers into play and not have to worry about using the PPC, which is generating too much heat. I need to reduce heat. So just a short laser. Yeah, it's pretty weak. But my heat dropped quite a bit, so next round I can do a lot more. This one, alright. Let's multitask here.
Here we go.
Okay. Alright, so that's new position. Gonna move the Shadowhawk over where I can get good targeting from another angle on both of these mechs. So I'm kind of aiming for a different location. Specifically, we're gonna do a targeted attack on the leg. It's already damaged. Maybe I can knock it out.
Engaging target.
Oh, took out the other torso.
Enemy mech. Critical damage
Now,
detected.
each time you take out the torso or something that says pilot injured, that means the pilot's losing a life. If that pilot only has 3 life, then next time I do damage to pilot, I'll incapacitate the whole the mech along with the pilot. The good news there is, from a salvage standpoint, if I can incapacitate it without taking out the center torso or both legs, I can salvage the entire mech complete. Of course, that's assuming I have enough salvage slots. I mean, no matter which way you do it, it's not a guarantee you're gonna salvage what you want out of it, unless you select 3 pieces of the Jenner as your final salvage.
Engaging missile attack.
Oh, center torso is destroyed.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Oh, I'm gonna need a
Alright.
medic.
That is not good. What the hell happened to my...
Commander.
Huh. Looks like a critical hit that caused injury. Jesus. Okay. That's not good. I don't like that. Right, let me see if I can now take this. Yeah, both legs are pretty damaged. If I just knock out the legs, I may be able to salvage this this mech completely if I want to. But let's see if we can take the leg out. Side torso destroyed, pilot injured. That pilot's probably on the brink. If I can just knock down the mech, I could probably incapacitate him and get full access to the Jenner as a salvage. That's assuming this is the best salvage I can get, of course. Alright, targeting leg. So it looks like I can only target one. Oh yeah, because I'm on this side. Leg destroyed, yes! Boom, falls down, does more damage, knock the pilot out. Alright. That Jenner can be mine if I want it. Oh, here comes the big boss. That's a big mech. That never sounds good. So it must be a heavy. But it's in poor condition is what I just read. That Shadowhawk doesn't look like it's in poor condition at all. Oh, I just got hit in the back. Oh my god, no. No, that's bad. Turning your back on the enemy is almost like committing suicide. If you gotta not do that. Alright, I gotta get my mech facing the right direction here. Here we go. Let's get him turned around. You always want to take damage on the front end, because that's where all your armor's at. Alright, let's do what we can with this guy. All weapons that can reach him.
Engaging target.
Jump jet destroyed.
Enemy mech. Critical
1 out of 4 though.
detected.
It could probably still jump, just not as far.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, let's try to get somebody in. Oh yeah.
Position confirmed.
Hey, here we go. Let's go at it.
Target acquired.
I think it'll work. RM5 crit.
Some heavy damage.
Hopefully that took that weapon out.
Good to go.
any weapon I can take out on the opponent reduces their ability to hurt me. There we go. PPC. That's a solid hit. Oh yeah. Pilot injured. Right arm destroyed. Right torso hurt. Good, good, good.
Good to go.
Okay. Alright, indirect fire. I was hoping to take out that leg, but that didn't happen. Ooh, they're hammering my Shadowhawk. Right. So this means I gotta get that Shadowhawk out of their primary line of fire. Put somebody else there to kind of attract the attention. Alright. Alright, Alpha Strike. Oh, he's still standing. Jeez. Alright. Gonna shoot my Shadowhawk again? Yep. Alright. So, I noticed this with the computer-controlled opponents is that they like to go after the already damaged mech because basically they're going after the weakest link. Whoever's already hurt, you can expect them to go right after that particular mech in your lance. Alright, so the only weapon I can get on these guys is the LRM. Man, did more damage but didn't take out either center torso or the leg. That sucks. Alright, what can we do here? Alright, so I'm moving the Shadowhawk away from the opponent so I don't get direct fire on me. I'm going to use indirect fire on my end. It's very weak, but it's something. Alright, heat sink destroyed. That helps, but not that much. That mech doesn't generate much heat.
Ready for orders.
Okay. See if we can get direct line of sight. There we go. With a little bit of evasion. Nope, no evasion, just line of sight. Okay. 80, 60, 75. It's worth it. Oh man, just no luck knocking that thing out. Jeez. Here comes the big boy. Ah, he's still going after my Shadowhawk. No, don't kill him.
Warning. Armor breached.
Armor breach. That's not good. That's really not good. Alright. Since the obvious thing here is that they're going after my Shadowhawk, which is the most damaged, I'm gonna put the hurt on to them from my end. Yep, still going after my Shadowhawk. Alright, oof. Autocannon missed, that was great. Alright, now notice the enemy actually exposed itself to my other teammates, my other lance mates that I'm controlling, just to go after the one guy that's hurt. So that's something you can play against them, because you could potentially get them to turn their backs to you because they're so desperate to hit that one robot that you have, the one mech that you have. Of course, right now I'm shooting at their good side. That sucks. What I really need to be able to do is hit them from the other side. That would have been great. But hey, it is what it is. Alright, this one, the Vindicator has a lot of heat already, so I can't use too much. I gotta be careful here. Next round's gonna require me to cool down without a doubt. I gotta run.
Engaging jump jets.
Alright, let's jump over here. Avoid direct fire.
Engaging
Come on, go down, go down, go down. Alright. Well, the good news is the jump jet. Jump jet's destroyed, but it's still alive. Jeez. Alright, here we go. Who's he shooting at? Oh, my blackjack. Ooh, that hurt. Structure exposed already. Man.
What can I do for you?
Waiting for orders. Copy that.
Alright, let's put the blackjack to work.
All weapons are go.
Yeah, the heavy, even though it's in bad shape, is still pretty tough to take down. Alright.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. What's going on here? Let's see. Melee it is.
Betcha.
Destroyed.
Did you see that? Did you see it?
Alright. Okay, so down to the final guy. Let's take him out. Let me see here. Nothing wrong with a low indirect fire, because my heat level is insane now. Fire this, let me cool down. Also stay behind cover. Hopefully it won't get shot.
Engaging target.
Okay, let's move again.
Engaging jump jets.
Same thing, indirect fire only. Alright. Enemy's not all that hurt. But there's again. The mech I already got hurt is the one they go after.
Minimal damage.
Ignoring what is strategically a closer opponent. Okay. We can get a pretty good shot in just from here.
On my way.
Alright, here we go. Let's take a shot at him and see what happens.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Did good damage. Jump just destroyed.
On that one.
Trying to get a good spot where I can fire and there we go.
Engaging target.
And laser crit.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Alright, let's get this job done. Melee! Charge!
It's gonna be good.
Oh,
Waiting for orders.
I honestly don't know what that did.
On my way.
Now obviously, if I can knock the pilot out, it would be preferred. But worst case scenario here, I'm going to try to destroy the legs, see if I can get some decent salvage. On the right side, right leg is destroyed. Knockdown. Woohoo! Oh yeah, pilot injured. Unfortunately, the pilot's not injured enough. So now notice that mech has generated so much heat that they actually can't shoot much at me because they can't afford to. Just a few missiles. I'll live. Again, going after whatever's in range that's the weakest mech consistently.
Waiting for orders.
Shoot him in the back. Hit him from the back. Oh, yes. Pilot injured again. That's 2.
Shoot you, you'll take it and let
But the pilot could have up to 4 health. So that means I gotta either knock it down 2 more times or destroy the other torso and then destroy the leg and knock it down. So either way, it's gonna be a bit of work. Let's see what might be easier. I'm thinking at this point, before its heat generation goes back to normal and it can really lay the hurt on me, I gotta take this thing out somehow. So its other leg's pretty hurt too. Maybe I can knock out both legs.
copy that.
Nope, not yet.
Good to go.
Alright, Decker, come on. Do it. Get it done for me. Come on, come on. Let's get this done. I need that mech down. Here we go.
Affirmative.
Like. Ah, RM crit.
Critical hit.
Alright, I got 1 guy left. Yep, I can get line of sight on him. Gonna get it done. One way or the other, this should take them down because they're pretty hurt. And I can do an alpha strike. I'm not going to use the laser and just... Hopefully if I don't take the leg out... Ooh, both legs destroyed. Nice. I was going to say if I don't hit the specific target of the legs, that alpha strike should have at least taken out the center torso. Alright, that's the end there. We should be done. Let's get our mechs to the...
Thank you, Commander. Moving out. On the move.
Alright, let's get to the X and get ourselves out. Mission should be complete. Yep, all done.
Mission successful.
Alright, so here comes the fun part. I want to see what kind of salvage I get. As you can see, I'm almost broke, but I counted on the money from this payout being over $1 million. I spent a lot of my money trying to buy that Centurion I was using in this battle. Alright, so I have 3 selectable salvage. Obviously, I'm going to take the 2 quick draws. I could have gotten the Jenner, a whole mech of Jenner, but you know, you're not sacrificing a heavy mech and a Shadowhawk possibility for a Jenner. It's just not worth it. I'm sure I have plenty of chances to get Jenners later. Alright, the rest of the stuff, they didn't give me any more mech parts, mech salvages. It's all weapon salvage. Alright, so here is the cinematic. that's the ship you just acquired. So at the beginning of the game, your patron looks like she was killed, and here she just came back, which is, you know, there's some more story here, but I'm running out of storage for recording this video. It's almost an hour at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly end it here. Basically, she escaped. She's going to now recruit you to join her to reclaim her throne. That's really, I think, the story basis for this entire game. So this is the campaign story that you're going to be following. You still can do individual little missions on the side to build up your lands, your gear, and also income. You got to constantly have income. But it's good. She pays off your debt. You're now free to roam, and you can now slowly but surely build up your reputation with any of the factions in the inner sphere. Hey, so I don't know how you feel about Battletech, but personally I love it. I know it's not the most exciting thing to watch, but being that it's a strategy game, you know, when people watch you do it, sometimes they have their own thoughts. Oh, you could have done this, you should have done that. If you're into this kind of strategy stuff, you might want to check it out. And feel free to let me know what you think. Maybe I did some moves wrong. I should have maneuvered better. You know, whatever it is, if you're a Battletech guy and you have some comments, feel free to throw it in there. I just wanted to go ahead and introduce this game to my repertoire videos on the channel. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it and making the video. As always, thank you for watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed it enough to subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you next time.